New love, new hope. Kimberly Menzies, heart heads to the UK. But who is Wayne really? For longtime viewers of 90 Day Fiancé, Kimberly Menzies has always worn her heart on her sleeve. From whirlwind romance to emotional heartbreak, from public vulnerability to private healing, her journey has never been quiet. But just when fans thought they had seen every chapter of her love story, a new name entered the conversation: Wayne. And suddenly, Kimberly's world didn't feel heavy anymore. It felt hopeful. So who is this mysterious British man who has Kimberly smiling again? Why does his presence feel different from the past? And what makes this connection feel less like drama and more like destiny? Let's unpack the man quietly rewriting Kimberly's love story. It started with a message and a feeling. There were no grand gestures at first, no dramatic declarations. Just a simple online interaction that sparked a surprising connection. Wayne reached out after noticing Kimberly's warm personality and sense of humor. What began as light conversation quickly turned into long, daily chats filled with laughter, shared stories, and a growing emotional comfort neither of them expected. Kimberly has said before that what she values most isn't flashy romance, it's feeling understood. And with Wayne, she felt exactly that. A gentleman from the UK with a calming energy. Wayne isn't a reality TV personality. He's not chasing fame, clout, or attention. He's a private, grounded man from the United Kingdom who lives a normal, stable life. He's a divorced father of 3, which immediately gave him common ground with Kimberly. They both understand parenting, sacrifice, and the emotional weight of life experience. Their conversations didn't revolve around fantasy, they revolved around real life. And that's what made it different. He listens, he asks questions, he doesn't interrupt, he doesn't rush. His energy is calm, mature, and reassuring, a complete contrast to the emotional roller coasters Kimberly has faced before. For perhaps the first time in years, Kimberly didn't feel like she had to prove herself to someone. She could just be Kimberly. Emotional connection before physical attraction. One thing that stands out in their story is how slow and thoughtful their bond developed. Before ever meeting in person, they had already built weeks of emotional intimacy through video calls, messages, and long conversations about their pasts, their fears, and what they want for the future. They talked about family, they talked about heartbreak, they talked about what they learned from past mistakes. This wasn't flirting, this was understanding. By the time they planned to meet, the nerves weren't about attraction. They were about whether the in-person chemistry could match the emotional connection they had already formed. The first meeting, butterflies and relief when Kimberly finally traveled to meet Wayne, the moment felt surreal. There were no awkward pauses, no forced smiles. Just a genuine hug that lasted longer than expected, the kind that says, "You're finally here." Kimberly later admitted she felt a sense of calm wash over her the moment she saw him. The anxiety disappeared, the fear melted, and in its place was comfort. Wayne, equally nervous, admitted he wanted to take things slow. He didn't want to rush physical intimacy. He wanted to protect the emotional foundation they had built, and that single decision spoke volumes to Kimberly, because for once, she wasn't being rushed. She wasn't being pressured. She was being respected. Why Wayne feels different from Kimberly's past. Kimberly's previous relationships were passionate, dramatic, and often emotionally intense. They were filled with highs and lows that left her drained. Wayne, however, brings steadiness. He doesn't create chaos, he removes it. He doesn't promise the world, he offers consistency. He doesn't love loudly, he loves gently. And for a woman who has experienced so much emotional turbulence, that gentleness feels like safety. Shared life experience equals instant understanding. Both Kimberly and Wayne have lived full lives before meeting each other. They've raised children. They've navigated divorce. They've faced disappointment and growth. This shared life experience means they don't have to explain themselves. They understand the emotional language of adulthood, the tiredness, the hopefulness, the cautious optimism. They aren't chasing fairy tales, they are looking for peace, healing, growth, and a new chapter. Kimberly's recent journey has been deeply emotional as she confronted parts of her past and worked on healing old wounds. Meeting Wayne didn't feel like an escape from that process, it felt like a continuation of it. He encourages her to talk, to reflect, to open up. He supports her emotional growth instead of distracting from it. And that's why fans are seeing a different version of Kimberly, one that feels calmer, softer, and genuinely hopeful. Communication is their secret weapon. Unlike many couples who struggle with misunderstandings, Kimberly and Wayne prioritize communication. They talk things through. They check in with each other. They ask how the other person feels. There are no games, no mind tricks, no emotional guessing, just honesty. And that honesty is building something far stronger than instant chemistry ever could. Could this be the one? It's still early. They're learning each other in real time, but the foundation is strong. Kimberly has hinted that Wayne makes her feel seen in a way she hasn't felt in years. And Wayne has expressed admiration for Kimberly's strength and vulnerability. They are not rushing labels. They are letting the connection breathe. And sometimes, that's exactly how real love begins. A love story built on calm, not chaos. What makes this story so compelling isn't drama, it's peace. Viewers are watching a woman who has experienced heartbreak find comfort in a man who offers stability. A woman who once chased passion now embracing patience. Wayne isn't flashy. He's not loud. He's not dramatic. He's steady. And for Kimberly, steady might be exactly what her heart needed all along. Final thoughts. Wayne represents something new in Kimberly's life. Emotional safety, mature love, and hopeful possibility. Whether this becomes a lifelong romance or simply a meaningful chapter, one thing is clear. Wayne has already changed Kimberly's outlook on love. And for fans who have followed her journey, seeing her smile without fear is perhaps the most beautiful plot twist of all. Because sometimes, the right person doesn't arrive with fireworks. They arrive with calm, and that calm feels like home.